man, friends and neighbors, or shall I say this afternoon.
Welcome back to the Political Process here on the channel. I'm your host, longtime listener. Be sure to drop a like, hit the subscribe button, and comment below. We are in the last week of 2027. We were just re-elected mayor of Pittsburgh, so as we can see here, we are about to start our second term. We won pretty handily, and then if you remember, this guy is not running for re-election. However, it's not really a seat in a district where I feel really comfortable about winning if I were to run for it. So we're going to withhold our, candidacy for that seat for the time being and basically just ride it out as mayor for a little bit longer. So now we are in a new term as mayor. Our city property taxes continue to go down. Cannabis taxes continue to go up. State program for low-income preschool program is now more accessible. National laws, military retirement benefits are increasing the eligibility from 20 years of service to 19. That's interesting. I kind of like 20. It's a nice round number, but whatever. Okay, so we have some people retiring here. Chief of Police, City Planner, a bunch. Director of Public Utilities and Director of Watershed Management, which I guess in Pittsburgh can be a big deal considering the three rivers that converge there, which are the Susquehanna, Monongahela, and the Ohio. So there you go. They don't necessarily converge. The first two converge to kind of start the Ohio River. If I'm wrong there, don't blame me, because it's been a while since I've had the geography lesson in Pennsylvania. So anyway, nothing to report here as far as the fire chief is concerned. Now, see, this is a new fire chief, so they got a new puppy, and his name is Barrett. We might need to, rehire some of those people, because I thought I had to pick those members, but whatever. Crime did decrease, and the number of officers is up, so that's good. That's a big win, because I think that was one of our campaign promises for this year. Director of Transportation, 79% of roads. So, we haven't seen any progress here, is the bottom line. Department of Corrections, I feel like this number keeps going up, but I'm not sure. All right, building and housing, everything's still good there. And then Parks and Rec. Parks are looking beautiful, says Nigel. Nigel's pretty easy to work with. I can't deny that. All right, so let's advance here, and now we're going to have the city budget. But let's first go in here to our campaign challenge or promises. We don't need to do the gun laws one. And the other, wow, look at that. 4 of them are done already. So, this was just to write legislation to reduce property taxes. We already did that. Plus, crime came down, and apparently, road congestion is down. So, that's awesome. We don't need to worry about that. But now let's go into the budget and just kind of try and keep things going well. Look at the city treasury. We are doing really well there. So, let's continue to... Actually, you know what? Let's leave this where it is for right now, because we'll save a reduction in taxes until, we kind of need it in order to satisfy our voter base or whatevs. So, we'll leave it where it is for right now. We'll try and keep the deficit as far as the budget kind of close to zero. So, we're not going to do anything about income at the moment. We don't need to do anything there. How about transportation? Can we pump a little bit more into infrastructure? See, road construction, last year our budget was 110. This year they're asking for 95. We're going to jump this up to 100 mil and keep trying to improve infrastructure. Department of Corrections. Last year's budget was... Oh, that's for drug courts. So, I don't think I need to actually... Okay, so yeah, here. Funds for the jail system. They are asking for $69 million. We're going to give it to them. That's fine. Police department is asking for $500 million. We gave them $390 last year. We're at least going to match that. In fact, let's go up by a few mil. That hurts our, surplus or whatever, but we still have a bunch left in the bank to be able to handle that. I just want to make sure the other ones are pretty much in line with where they have been. Just a little bit of an increase year over year is fine. They're asking for more again. We're going to keep just kind of slowly bumping that one up. They're asking for bigger chunks than I feel like they need. Public safety, like I usually don't have to do anything with any of those, but then Parks and Rec, he had $74 million last year and he was happy. We're going to give him $75 million this year, and there we go. Now I know that we're running at a deficit there, but the good news is we have so much in the treasury that it's okay. Like that number is kind of projected, and we might still at the end of the year turn a profit despite those projections. So like that's not a fixed number as far as I know. All right, I don't think there's going to be a whole lot for me to need to do for a while. So we're going to kind of burn through here. We've got presidential primaries coming up. And so, like, that's going to be kind of a big deal. We'll see who wins the primary here on week 18. I've got a new challenge. Gun control, not going to happen. Do we have any proteges that got elected? Okay, Gerard won the school board race that he was in. Madison won city council. So that's cool. This guy might run for mayor whenever we move on. I'm kind of wondering what the heck Christopher Hildebrand has been up to all this time. Being a locksmith, apparently. I don't think he's going to win if and when he runs, but whatever. Not a big deal. Alright, so moving along here. We should have a presidential primary on week 18, and we're going to want to watch this. So I guess, shouldn't there be some stuff showing up here? And shouldn't there be like a whole bunch of states, or is this just down to the last few states? Oh, this is just the, like, she's running unopposed, so we don't even need to bother watching. So that's cool. Alright. Do we want... Did I miss something there? U.S. Senate... Like... It's showing as if there was stuff. Or is this is still just primaries. So we don't really care that much. I kind of wanted to see the presidential primary, but... Whatever. I'm not sure. I guess it's spread out state by state or whatever, but... I thought week 18 was like the culmination of all of those rolled into one. Get rid of those. Oh. Yeah, it's just going to keep popping right back up, so that's fine. We don't really need to do a whole lot now that we're kind of, solidified our position as, a wonderful mayor. It would be nice to pass some more stuff to get a little bit more political points. So maybe, like next year, we look at doing something a little aggressive or whatever. City budget is finished and ready to go. And here we go. We've got the presidency up for grabs here. Heck yeah, we want to watch. So it's Dorothy versus Cleveland Reyes with a fancy mustache. So let's skip to the end here. See, why is it only showing Indiana? Okay, they're going to start popping in here. So this is big time here, guys. Who's going to win? Looks like Dorothy is winning the popular vote. She's the incumbent, so she certainly has the edge, you would think, going in. She won Pennsylvania and Ohio and Florida. Like, she's going to crush him. It's not even going to be really close, I don't think. I mean, she won Georgia, North Carolina. That's a whooping, ladies and gents. And they have now projected her as a winner. She hasn't even hit 200, what is it, 270 she's got to have, but now she's at 332, and it's all over. Get out the bubbly. Dorothy, you are going on to a second term with 369 electoral votes. Good for her. All right, we've got Thanksgiving Day parade coming up. There we go. And they should give me the budget here in a week or so. Okay. So, no city law has taken place. We continue to raise the threshold for preschool program qualifications, which is cool because as a parent of, now an 8-year-old and a 6-year-old, I can vouch for the fact that daycare is, pretty pricey. So, rural rent assistance. Interesting. It's not a huge change, but that's definitely a Democratic policy going into effect there. So we have meetings with our staff. Everything running smooth at the fire department. Apparently Barrett's doing well. We increased our number of officers and just barely decreased crime, which is cool. Transportation, no change really. But that's not terrible as long as we kind of keep it from going the other direction. Still not a lot of change there. I think we were right around 69 million. Oh, that's, I guess, just our budget, though. It's not like, whatever. All right, housing. Look at this. Homelessness has finally kind of bottomed out, it looks like. 2,500 homeless individuals in all of Pittsburgh. You'd like to see that number be 0. Parks are looking beautiful. So, alright, we have a city budget here. Do we have any challenges other than to loosen gun laws? We do not. So, let's go in here and see if we can do something creative this year. We are still doing very well here. So, we've got money to spend. Let's find something to spend it on. So, like, these are all taxes. We don't need any taxes. So let's go building and housing. I don't think we need anything. How about social services? We could do high school equivalency for the unemployed and for residents and let's do some stuff here. It might cost a little bit, but I think it's actually kind of nice. So you already have foster care in place. This is for the unemployed, increasing their likelihood of finding a job. So let's do that and this one. So we're going to do both of these. Just turn them on. That's only like 1.5 million. So that's not even that big of a deal. Vocational training. We'll do that. Funding for social service programs, which helps reduce the burdens of poverty. We're going to do that as well. Now that's 28 million. That's really eaten into this number, but we're still in good shape there. So now let's go down to the police, and let's see. We've got 372 million. They're asking for 500 million again. Last year we gave them 394. So let's bump this up to like 404. Give them an extra 10 million on top of what they had last year. That's a big deal right there. Remember this number, 189, okay? Because we want to make sure that we're kind of staying somewhere in the neighborhood of, break even for the year. So we give the fire department a little bit of a budget increase year over year, but that's probably all we need to do there. And then Parks and Rec, they're not asking for that much more. So 191. 191, remember that number, because that is something that we want to see how much we eat into that year over year. All right, so we've got 4 bills that we submitted for all those social service programs. Not sure why it couldn't be done as one bill, but apparently it can't. All right, that one passed with flying colors. We support. Skadoosh. Next, also passed with flying colors. Support. I have a feeling these are going to be clean sweep. Boom. Signed all of them into law, and we got, I imagine, some political points there. I wasn't really watching to see if that happened. Maybe we don't, but whatever. We're getting some political points from fundraising that we're doing for the Democratic Party. And then also, if we go into our profile, we now have about $5 million in campaign funds. We also have $500,000 in our savings, so that number continues to rise, which is cool. We don't necessarily care about that number all that much. It's the campaign funds that we want to have a pretty good stash, so that when the time comes, wait, I don't want legislation, I want challenges. There, boom. So like legislation, I could do some things here as far as like taxes, education, poverty, or whatever. I don't think we really need to do anything though. So we're probably good to just, again, kind of get in here and just burn through a bunch of weeks. At the end of this year, though, we might find out that there are some seats open that we might want to run for. Do I have... Yeah, let's go ahead and dismiss these. I just want to make sure I don't forget about them. Yeah, sure, let's watch. Should just be the primary, right? Yeah, it doesn't really matter. A couple governors being decided this year, not a big deal in the grand scheme of things. A new challenge has popped up. Gun control laws. Somebody really wants us to loosen gun control laws. And the only law that we have in place right now, I'll show you. Ready for this? Where is it? So if we go to crime, the only one, like, there's no assault ban weapon. If it says false, that basically means there are no laws about it. We do have universal background checks. Basically, if you want to buy a gun, we're going to require a background check. I think that's fair. There's no limit to how many handguns you can have. You don't need a hunting gun license. You don't need a sporting gun license. You don't need a self-defense gun license. There are no limits on how much ammo you can have. You don't need a license to buy ammo. You don't need a license to purchase guns. There is no ban of handguns. So, like, the only thing you need to do is take a background check or pass a background check. So, like, that's not that bad, guys. All right. Week 20. So we're still raising about, 9 or 10,000 a week in campaign funds, and about $1,000 for the Democratic Party, and it looks like a political point pretty much every week. So that's all good. I wasn't paying attention to whether or not I got political points for passing those laws, but I might get those once they actually go into effect next year. So we'll see. Nothing going on for a while here. Okay, city budget has passed. Sure, let's... Sorry, I hear my dog whining, so I'm going to have to try and wrap this up real quick. I think she's whining because the robot vacuum is going, and she apparently doesn't like it. So, 2 governor elections, 2 Democrats win in states where they already held office. Democrats, that is. So nothing big there. And now we should have, finance director has retired. That's okay. Let's go to the Thanksgiving Day parade. Sure, why not? Next. All right, here's going to be big news here. So we're in week 52. All right, after week 2, we can see which incumbents will not seek re-election within the districts tab or whatever. Now, we have state representative. We don't necessarily care about that seat because we're not going to run for that. Now, look at this. The governor is not running again, and then House Representative Brady Hutchins. So let's go in and look at Hutchins and see if that's a seat that we're pretty sure we could win. Brady Hutchins. So we want to go federal, House, and we're looking for old Brady here. See, the good news if I were to win here is if we look at the like Pennsylvania, or actually at the federal level, it's a Democratic president, Democratic House, and Democratic Senate. So that's all good stuff. Now what we want to look at is, where's Brady? So Brady is in District 17, where we agree with him on a lot of stuff. His approval rating is pretty high. Democrats have a slight edge in that district. Okay? So that's that. However, like if I go here and look at governor, this is like pretty close to where we just were. We also agree with him on a lot of stuff. His approval rating is fairly high. But the reality is, like, we do not want the governor of Pennsylvania to become Republican. Because if we run, well, it would only really matter if we ran for a state House or Senate position, which we're not going to do. But bottom line, I think being governor of Pennsylvania would be cooler than being a House, a representative in the House. I'm not sure which one would be easier to win. Probably the House seat. But I think we throw our name in the mix for governor. If we do that, we might be able to make the jump straight from there to the presidency. So I think we're gonna give that a run. But we're not gonna do that until the start of the next episode. Whenever we have an opportunity to throw our name in the hat for governor, I think we do it. So we'll see if it backfires. If we lose, we will still be mayor for another couple of years. So it's not like the end of the world. If we win, we're governor, which is awesome. And then, like I said, if we, sit in the governor's seat for a couple of terms and then throw our name in the hat, either for like a senator position or the presidency, we have, like, senator, we would almost for sure win, especially if we have a high approval rating as governor. But presidency would be tough, but, like, I want to see if we can get there. So, that'll do it for this episode. If you have not done so already, please be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, comment below, and we will see y'all next time.
Good evening, friends and neighbors. Or shall I say this afternoon?